Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the Rustle Rotation video, but it already happened 2 hours ago. So, we're on the accepted section. Why is this? Well, earlier today, the skins were actually accepted about an hour before the actual Rustle rotated, so that's a thing we might need to keep an eye out for again. And another trend, well, not another trend, it's still the same trend. Do you remember just before Halloween, we kept seeing the vast majority of skins in the Rustles being early picks? It's happened again. The only skin this week that wasn't an early pick was this AK-47. This came out like 3 or 4 weeks ago. All 9 of these skins that you see right here, they were all early picks. And that might be a surprise to you, but maybe not for the people who go ahead and actually watch my Rust Workshop skin checks videos. Oh. Remember, we always have chapters for all the new continuations, so if you don't like the length of the video, I don't blame you. You could always just skip ahead to what might potentially interest you, based on if you happen to like the collection or, financial interests. Oh, yes. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye out on that. I can't speak properly. I'm very sorry. And, let's go back over to here. Let's take a look at these skins in the actual Rust store, and let's go ahead and find out which of these skins are abnormal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. First up, we have the likes of the SAR. This is not abnormal. This right here is the Brutalist Sheet Metal Door. There's a lot to talk about this specific skin. Don't worry, we will be on that. This is abnormal. This Bandana is not abnormal, but the Poncho is. The Hay Storage is abnormal. The Lowpoly Thompson is not abnormal. The Soulless Legion Bow is abnormal. The Suprematism AR is not abnormal. The Thundergold Boots are not abnormal, but the Roadsign gloves are abnormal. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skins this week that are abnormal. Very nice, very nice. So that's very interesting to keep an eye out for next week. And of course, with a brand new Rust store, the skins that came out last week, the regular skins, they become marketable, and here we are. Here's the Scarecrow face mask. And if you saw the likes of my abnormal video last night, we went on a bit of a talk at the very beginning in regards to Halloween skins, brand new Halloween skins. So essentially, this is a trend that seems to happen every single year. Once the Halloween Rust store skins have come and gone, they dip in price pretty sharply, pretty quickly. They go down in price during the November that follows, but they reach a low point usually towards the end of November, and then after that, they don't go any lower. They rise up in price. Even Halloween skins rise up with post-Christmas momentum, but they do still go down in price in November. So don't be surprised with all of these Halloween skins if they do go below their Rustle price. But we established that a lot last night. You can see it all in that abnormal video. So when you look at this, you might sit there and say, wow, it's already going above $1 with its buy orders. Well, I mean, it's just a 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1. It's not that much there. And then when you look at this, the vast majority of the buy orders, they're around 60 cents. So yeah, this isn't probably going to retain its value, but that was expected. We shall see what happens with this in the future in regards to, will people potentially look at this as nice budget desert armor? We shall see. And then over to here, you can see the chest plate as well. Basically the exact same thing. It's got a couple borders above $1, but I don't expect it to retain the $1 price. I do expect it to go down a fair bit. But we shall see how high it potentially might go up to around January time. Keep an eye out for that. Over to here, we do have the likes of the Pumpkin Exhibition AK-47, very gimmicky towards Halloween, and, that's a problem. All holiday-themed skins that are very gimmicky towards the holiday that they came out for don't really do well in regards to retaining their value. They struggle. That is very unfortunate. So this right here, perfectly fine AK for the special holiday. That was Halloween. But pumpkins, are you going to want to have a pumpkin AK in like April or August? Well, so yeah, it might be fairly high priced now, but only just became marketable. Look at this again in about a week or two's time. Wouldn't be surprised if it's down to around $1. So again, it is what it is. So many AK-47 skins get accepted, and it's the unfortunate fate. But with the fact that it's like made like that, it's going to be awkward. It's not going to be a fun experience. So yeah, Wilder's only going up to about 80 cents. It is what it is. Dracula Furnace. So a lovely little skin here. Its buy orders only went up to about 90 cents. We weren't super confident that the joke design was going to be able to carry it enough. And if you don't know what we've been referencing this whole time, don't worry, all right? You'd rather not know. But the fact that this mouth is keeping that, these hands are opening it up in that way, you don't worry. You don't need to know. You do not need to know, okay? So, yeah, and there's blood pouring out of it. Of course. Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, I don't think that was going to retain its value. Again, Dracula, gimmicky towards Halloween. Didn't expect it to hold up nicely. So, yeah, the buy orders only went up to about 90 cents. We do have a couple now going above $1, but again, in terms of will this actually retain its value? Probably not, no. Then we look at the likes of the Bone Lord L96. We considered, okay, so do L96s even get used that much? You look at all the skins, you could probably tell, no, not really, no. So the values of the skins, well, they never really hold and they struggle. And, well, we looked at this one. Brand new Halloween skin, by default, it's going to probably end up at around $1 at some point, so not surprising if that happens. And with the buy orders, you can clearly see the support simply isn't there to keep the price up that sold for. It's going down to around $1. Then we have the Tombstone Barricade. This wasn't really too hard to question because with the likes of the Adobe Barricade that we had accepted earlier this year, we came to the conclusion that people just don't really need a Barricade skin because what are you using Barricades for? There you go. So, yeah, maybe it's a nice decorative piece, maybe, but Halloween has come and gone. Is that going to still work during any other time of the year? We're not 100% sure. We didn't have a lot of faith in it, and we just didn't think it was going to be worth putting our money towards. So, buy orders only went up to about 60 cents. Yes, this is a $1.49 skin, but the buy orders only went up to 60 cents. And it very likely will be going down to 60 cents as well. Wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. So keep an eye on that if you'd like, but I don't imagine people care enough for the actual item itself. You look at the likes of the Ghost Halloween MP5. We did have the buff for the MP5s at the beginning of October, but we haven't seen the nice, we haven't really noticed skins go up in price that much, unfortunately. Now, again, October was the worst time for skins in general, all skins, so maybe that was still a bad influence. We shall see what happens to the likes of MP5 skins when loads of people return to play the game in December time. But was the buff enough? Or is it simply not as good as the MP5 that we had in early 2022 and before that and whatnot? Questionable. Ains, sit back and relax, buddy. We haven't got to that point yet, but we will get to that point. You got to wait for a bit, all right? Calm down. We'll get to there. As you can see here, the MP5 very likely won't be retaining its value. Buy orders only going up to about 90 cents, it seems, so awkward. Gorsar, well, yeah, this has got buy orders only going up to about 90 cents as well. Unfortunately, all the SARs this year haven't done super great, and they're all basically below the Rustore price, and yeah, we saw that. We looked at the design. I'll give it to the skin creator here, Mr. Jimmy Tedeschi and Noel Futt. It's a pretty goofy but scary, horrible looking skin. In a nice way, I say that. You know, perfect for Halloween. But are people going to constantly want to use that during the year? But yeah, this isn't going to retain its value. It's going to go below $2. And then we have the Pumpkin Roadsign gloves selling for 99 cents. But it was very questionable because gimmicky towards Halloween, yes. Are we going to see another piece of armor being accepted anytime soon? No, not until Halloween 2024. Because, yeah, this is a Halloween set, and we only see submissions for it every Halloween time. So, will that retain its value? I went with no. I don't think so. And, yeah, buy orders only went up to 70 cents. So, yeah, regular skins this week weren't exactly super great, but they were all holiday themed. And when we go through Christmas and whatnot, exact same situation is going to happen all over again. Holiday themed skins are awkward. But, you know, we did have the likes of this skin last night as well. So, this was a talking point. Spell Garage Door, if we can just quickly go over to here, it did 25,000 bare minimum sales. So this should be the most up-to-date data that we can work with. That sold less than the Valentine's Door that was made by the same creator. If we can just quickly look over here. Oh, it's gone down by 8%. Maybe it's just a straggler. But anyway, you look at this, and you're going to sit there and say 100%, yep, that's very gimmicky towards Halloween with all the pumpkins and whatnot in the backgrounds. It's a witch. She's cute. God damn it. No. Damn it. No. I must buy her. Anyway, so we questioned, is this going to be all right? Is this potentially going to have some problems? I stood my ground and I said I do still expect it to go below its Rustore price. It will reach a rock bottom price in November time. But I really do feel like the likes of that skin right there is going to have a pretty impressive post-Christmas momentum. We are well aware that the skin creator for this also intends to make a Christmas-themed one. So we're going to have Valentine's, Halloween, and potentially Christmas. And I wouldn't be surprised if she looks like Mariah Carey. So, yeah, the vast majority of these buy orders, they went all the way up to about $2.50-ish. Yeah, got plenty around $1, plenty pushing up to $2, and a decent amount over here going up to about $2.60. But yeah, it's all 1111. Then it's a 10 here at $3.70. Yeah. Now everybody's jumped onto it fairly recently, as in quite literally today. You got to wait at least a week to be able to judge it, and by then you'll probably see a whole lot more of them on the Steam market. I'm not saying it's doomed. I'm just saying we do expect it to go down a fair bit, but I do expect it to rebound and go up a fair bit. I think the fact that it's a cute witch, I think it's going to do all right in the future. But the holiday gimmick might not be doing it any favours. But again, we shall see. We shall see. Looking at the likes of the Sinister Armored Door, well, that's just still basically the same as last night. This was a $3 skin, and the barders, well, they're all mainly around up to about $1.50. So yeah, that's probably not going to be retaining its value. You got the likes of Doomgate, Sheepman Door. This sold for $3.49. Vast majority of the barders only going up to about $1.20. You got a 100 here at $1.63. You got a 30 here at $2.13. But do you honestly think that's going to retain its value? Probably not. No. Expensive Sheepman Doors. God, do you even think they might even be able to retain their values at this current time? That's going to be a very interesting talking point in a second. You just wait. So yeah, that doesn't look like it's going to retain its value. Then you look at the likes of this Coffin Wooden Door. This was a bit of a talk. We brought up the issues in regards to when are you actually using a wooden door? Probably at the very beginning of the life cycle of your base. But after that, you don't need a wooden door anymore. You could just put down sheepman doors and whatnot. Awkward, I know. But yeah, if it's not going to get that much usability, you're going to probably not have that much justification to want to have multiples of wooden door skins. And when you look at all the wooden door skins that currently exist, that came out over the past couple of years, there's like none of them that are in the positive. There is one that's manipulated, so we don't bother with that. Ghostly Sheepman Door, goofy skin, but again, barders only went up to about $1. $2.49 skin, barders only went up to $1. You got a 41 there, but I don't think that's going to stay there forever. So awkward. You got the Zombieland AR. We questioned it, we thought about it. Barders only went up to $1. This was a $3 skin, but the barders only went up to $1. We just can't trust AK-47s as an investment. Pumpkin Bow glows in the dark. That puts off a lot of people. You look at the likes of this, barders only went up to 90 cents. Yep, we just could not trust it. Now, this also didn't appear last night. It was very awkward. It did appear, but it appeared very late. I woke up in the morning, saw it, put a barter down, and yeah, I was lucky enough to be one of the early-ish people, but it doesn't look like that many people were bothered to even put a barter down. Very low requests to buy. Now, the amount that sold is a very interesting thing. Get a good look at all the bare minimum sales, subscriber counts and whatnot. I scroll down. We can sit here and confirm that Pumpkin Bow only had 4,329 subscribers, which would mean bare minimum, that's the amount of people that bought the skin. Do you reckon any of them bought multiples of them? I don't think so. If only 4,000 of these potentially are in circulation, do you reckon that potentially might be manipulated at some point down the line? It's very questionable. We'll have to keep an eye out for that, won't we? So, and then there's one more thing that we need to be aware of. Dracula Mask is now out of the Rust store. Will it return next year? Will we now see a Halloween-themed batch of masks that are going to appear every single year? Much like Lunar New Year, how we have the different animal masks for the different zodiac years and whatnot. Are we going to get a different themed Halloween mask next year? Mummy, or a zombie, a clown, werewolf, Frankenstein? What might be next? I don't know. Or maybe Dracula Mask simply returns next year. I don't know, but we've got to keep an eye out for that, okay? But will this retain its value throughout all of this year? I'm still in the position of I don't think it will. Whilst it might look good, very good right now, someone simply jumped in and bought out the stock. The barders might look all right now, but when you look at the vast majority of where the barders are, it ends at $1.60. So things might look good initially, but will it last forever? I doubt it. I doubt it. But if it doesn't return next year, then maybe it's quite rare. Ooh, I don't think it's rare, but yeah, there's probably only a few thousand of these that are bought. So with that, that's all the abnormals. That is the all of that talked about, and the regular skins. So that was last week. We should now talk about this week. We should talk about the brand new skins, and we should get down to trying to figure out which of these potentially might be a very nice investment. I talked very briefly about this, and I made a little joke about an expensive Sheepman door skin in current times and whether they will be able to retain their value. But this door right here is special. So, once again, I must point out, the vast majority of the skins that came out this week, they are all early picks. This came out just 2 days ago, or 3-ish days ago, 3-ish days ago, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, about 3 days ago, almost 4 days ago, just over 3 days ago. This came out 3 weeks ago, and this came out 2.5 days ago. Yeah, all of these skins came out very, very recently, and I accidentally showed this, but it's actually a perfectly fine thing to show. Yeah. Please consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks videos, because we saw all of these skins, we talked about them briefly, looked at them, saw them. If they were continuations, we did talk about whether they would potentially be a nice investment if you were to jump in and buy into the collection and whatnot. But yeah, we did talk about them. Thundergold, we do need to talk about that in a second, because that's had a very interesting reaction, so we'll get onto that, but we do need to talk about the Sheep Matador first, as it's currently the best-selling skin. So this right here is a Brutalist Sheep Matador. Do you remember the garage door that we had not too long ago, with its very interesting transparency? Guess what? Sheep Matador has it as well. Oh yes, it does. So this sold very nicely, and it has retained its value. So if we quickly go over to here, we currently see what it's holding up like in regards to the Steam market. It's now selling for $5. This sold for $4. It's now selling for $5. Did someone jump in and buy out some more? I think people are buying it out because the Sheep Matador is accepted today. So maybe we got ourselves a nice brand new collection to look forward to. So, yep, this is now $5, doing very nicely. And, well, this Sheep Matador, yep, let's just go ahead and reveal it. It also has transparency. You probably can't see it super well here. We have a nice little screenshot here to get a better look. Yeah, it's got transparency. $4, glow in the dark, transparent. And we have a little video here from Mr. Micro. So let me just quickly save that. Let me just go ahead and show that. Thank you very much, Mr. Micro. And also showing off his very nice Thundergold right there. But what do we see? Lots of transparency. Ooh, you can see through these little vents, can you? So under the little door handle, and in the bottom left of the door, or bottom right, depending on what side of the door you're on, you can see through this, you can see through this, and you can see through this. So once again, get a better look at that. And that seems to be very, very lucrative. So, thank you very much for the video, Micro. And guys, what do you think? Yes, it's a very nice piece of armor, isn't it? No, I meant the door. The door! So yeah. That's probably going to be doing very nicely, isn't it? This is the first transparent door to be sold in the Rust store, isn't it? We've had Twitch drops. Yes, we've had Twitch drops. You can get one in the general store, the factory door, isn't it? But this right here is freely available, has many different options to be able to see through it. It's also glow in the dark. So, yeah, how can you say no? We have basically complained a lot over the past good couple months now with the amount of Sheep Matadors that are accepted. But this one's special. This one's different. And we now have to question what's going to happen next. Okay, so you look at all of these doors, you can see they're all basically struggling. It's not very good, but most skins did suffer during the autumn-fall seasonal dip. You look at the amount of people we had playing during the summer, you look at the amount of people we had playing during the autumn time. Awkward. But those people from the summer will be returning in December and January. They're missing out on that skin right now. So we have to question how many of these are going to get bought. And let's just remind ourselves, the garage store only did about 30,000 sales. There's probably more of them in circulation. I wouldn't be surprised by that. But this Sheep Matador right here, I think he's going to do just as good. How many are going to sell, though? That's the problem. How many are going to sell? But yeah, Twitch drop doesn't glow in the dark. Yeah, I know. I did address that. I did say this glows in the dark as well. Oh, wow, yeah. But this is special. I don't think we're going to see anything like this ever again. Well, actually, hang on a minute. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if down the line we get a sheet metal bombshell door and that'll have transparency and glow in the dark. I don't know if it's going to have as much transparency as this, but we shall see. But yeah, do not be surprised if at some point down the line, maybe the beginning of 2024, we'll get a bombshell sheet metal door with transparency as well, okay? So just want to point that out to you, okay? Please be aware of that. But this is still going to go through post-Christmas and whatnot. This is going to be getting bought by a lot of people when they return to play the game in December. So just get a good look at last year. You know, September, October, November, player count went down based on the summer. What happened in December? They all came back. January, loads more people appeared as well. So that is the expectation. Loads of people see it. Loads of people react to it. Loads of people probably buy it from the Steam market and third-party sites and whatnot. So first case of action. If you like it, by all means buy it, use it, enjoy it. But with a financial perspective, I don't want to rush into buying it right now. I want to wait it out. But seeing the nice reaction that we saw the garage door get, I wouldn't be surprised if we probably potentially have a deplorable collection in front of us. I wouldn't be surprised if Duck wants to go ahead and make an armor door or something. Maybe some double doors, we shall see. But with more and more of these doors being made and potentially accepted, do you reckon it's going to become a very interesting looking collection? Well, you know. And like I said, people did jump in and buy this out today with this being accepted. Over the past 2 hours, about 50, 60 of these have been bought. So, interesting. Pay to win is a core feature of the game now. Unfortunately, it does look like that is the case. You could sit there and say, oh, but it's more expensive. Well, you know, that's not fair to all the poor people. Is it? So, hey, listen, we do have Twitch drops in December. Maybe we see a transparent door being given away for free. You know, fingers crossed, hopefully. But awkward. So anyway, you never know. It could be a general drop. That could happen. We'll have to wait and see. We will be talking about Twitch drops in a bit. Don't worry. We will get to that. But this right here, it's abnormal. Smartest thing to do is wait it out. Look how many sales have happened over the course of the next week or so. We're going to approach this next Wednesday, figure out a price to put down for it, and then we'll do our buy orders. We'll look at the support afterwards. Then we'll make a decision whether or not we want to jump in and actually buy some. But I wouldn't be surprised if this has a ton of buy orders in it, and I wouldn't be surprised if this could be perfectly fine to just go ahead and buy. But again, smartest approach is wait it out, okay? That is the smartest approach. Okay, so in regards to that, that's fine. I think a lot of people will be wanting it. Demand will definitely be there. Things are very optimistic for it. But again, you know, my routine, I'm just going to wait it out first. But I wouldn't be surprised if you buy it. So it's up to you. Attack, do what you must. But keep an eye out for the workshop now, because you're probably going to see maybe an armored door or double doors being produced. Okay, Thunderbolt boots and gloves, we'll pair them together. So one of them is not abnormal, one of them is abnormal. First thing I'm going to do is talk mainly about the boots, because we had some very interesting things happen this year. So let's just talk about some other boots that came out earlier this year. Do you remember the whiteout boots? Do you remember they sold like over 100,000? So we had like a random complete the sets back in May, and to our surprise, whiteout boots were accepted. And it actually caused like all of the whiteout clothing and armor skins to go up in price ever so nicely. But over 100,000 of these were bought. And that led to problems, and there was some unfortunate reactions. So let's just get this established. Before whiteout boots came out, we didn't have whiteout boots, but we had all of the other whiteout skins. So conveniently, just before that, we had comics boots out. And quite some time back, we also had the likes of No Mercy boots and Glory boots, okay? So we just got this all nice and established. People were using Glory boots, people were using No Mercy boots, people were using comics boots as the replacement to pair up with the whiteout clothing and whatnot. But when the whiteout boots came out, everybody went crazy. Everybody bought it all out. And yeah, we had a ridiculous amount of them in circulation. And suddenly, nobody felt the need to use comics anymore. Nobody felt the need to use No Mercy anymore. Nobody felt the need to use Glory boots anymore. And if you look at their price history, you can see the reaction that happened around May time of 2023. So look at the price history. What happened? Oh my God. Look at that. It went down. Now, this actually went down before May, you are correct, but most skins, after post-Christmas, they will go down during March and April. But unfortunately, May time, a very bad thing happened, it just caused it to keep going down. It never went back up again during the summer. So yeah, unfortunately, that did happen. So, Hedge, why have we brought this up? The problem is they still exist, alright? And now we have Thundergold. It's another brand new, interesting, but very nice gold trim, white boots. Get a good look at that. You've even got the Thunderbolt on the bottom. Oh my God, such features, wow. But we do have to question, are people mainly going to be buying these with the intention to pair it up with all of the Thundergold? I'm sure they do. But how many cheapskates out there are just going to use whiteout boots instead if these get a little bit more pricey? And could that potentially affect this in regards to whether it might become a very nice profitable skin in the future? Well, we do have to also take into consideration with what happened today. This was accepted today before Tier 2. So this just happened, and take a look at the Thundergold collection, because I was actually anticipating Thundergold Tier 2 to be accepted today. It didn't happen. What happened? I don't know. We still saw a very nice reaction of these two being accepted, because these two went up in demand and up in price, very much so. Both of these are selling for $5 a piece now, as you can see. Or it was $5. And then, yeah, okay, so more listings have appeared, unfortunately. But yes, you can probably believe that if you look at the price history, yeah, they had a massive surge and price went up, very nice. But core piece, when we see a new core piece at some point down the line, yes, of course, you're going to see these go even higher. Boots and gloves are totally fine. It will still cause a very nice reaction. But the main point I'm trying to get across to all of you is we still have to see the likes of Tier 2 and hoodie and pants eventually. Ain't that right, Mr. Micro? Look, if Tier 2 isn't accepted, we'll see a version 2 at some point down the line, right, Mr. Micro? But hoodie and pants, can't rule that out. So, optimistically, we do have 2 core pieces eventually appearing. And like I said, you're going to look at the likes of these and you're going to see them going up in demand and up in price when that happens. If it happens, it should happen. I want it to happen. Please let it happen. But yeah, by default, if you only have these, I think they would retain their value. But because we have even more to come for the potentially for the Thundergold collection, things do actually look quite nice. But this right here is not abnormal, right? The only thing that we can do is keep an eye on the amount of sales that this has over the course of the next week. So it's up to you how you approach this. But as time goes on, I won't be surprised at the very least if it retains its value. If we do get those other core pieces being accepted, it's going up in price. Easy. Easy. You saw the reaction today with Thundergold Tier 3. It basically doubled in price with just boots and gloves. Just you wait until we see another core piece. Tier 2, fingers crossed next week, the week after, we shall see. But the very weird thing is we didn't actually get a Tier 2 armor today. So it's weird. And when you consider the fact that we had like Redemption, Sand Rhino, Comics, Thundergold, Tier 2 armor, all of them were in contention for today. None of them were accepted. I don't know. Another thing you could point out is Thundergold beat Abyss boots and gloves. So you can't. Another thing, you can't really rule out Abyss boots and gloves. You probably could expect them appearing at some point for a complete the sets down the line. So don't be too upset about that if you're invested into Abyss. Down the line, I wouldn't be surprised if the missing pieces for clothing and armor randomly appear in a future complete the sets. So, right. Now we have to talk about the gloves. So yeah, I had to separate these two because this is abnormal. This is a little bit more pricier, but we can take a look at the likes of the other Roadsign glove skins that exist. We had Comics Roadsign coming out earlier this year. Right now, this is selling for $2 as well. This did bare minimum 25-ish thousand sales. SEM seems to believe there's about 33,000 plus of them in existence. It's debatable. But the main thing that we have to be concerned about is whiteout Roadsign gloves. So these are currently selling for just under $7. During post-Christmas, they're probably going even higher. Get a good look at that. Get a good look at that. So, yep. Oh, $6 now. But yeah. All-time high price previously in the summer. This is selling for about $8. Post-Christmas earlier this year, this is selling for about $8.50, $9. Very nice. Very cool. Very interesting. Whiteout Collection has all of its clothing and armor pieces, core pieces that being. So that worked out very nicely. Comics does not. Comics does not have Tier 2 or Tier 3. But even then, the Roadsign gloves are still retaining their value, even during the worst times. So when I look at this, and with what I just mentioned here in regards to we still expect hoodie and pants in Tier 2, things are definitely looking very optimistic for this as well. Of course it is. Now, with Comics not getting all of its pieces out, it still retained its value, and even during these bad times, still retaining its value. That only reinforces that this is going to probably be perfectly fine for the future. But with the added potential extra things coming, it's perfectly fine. You could jump in, you could go ahead and buy some if you really want to. Again, I'm not going to do that immediately. I'm going to wait it out still. I'd rather do my buy order first. But again, would I be surprised in the slightest? I look at this after doing the abnormal buy orders, and it has buy orders going all the way up to about $2. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. All right, post-Christmas time, both of these by default wouldn't be surprised to have a very nice post-Christmas and go up at the very least by 50%. But again, new core piece, if they do get accepted, even higher. So things are looking very, very nice for this. Thundergold, looking very nice. Thank you again, Mr. Micro. Congratulations. But Got to get that hoodie and pants made, mate. Hurry up. And my Thundergold water purifier, please. Roadsign gloves are awful in snow. Well, you don't have to always use them in the snow, mate. You can just wear them whenever you damn well feel like. All right, moving on. Desert, bandana, and poncho. So we got some primitive skins this week. I'm not opposed to that. That's nice. Mr. Y9J, he did a very nice job of this. So yeah, maybe we're not going to get some pirate skins for a while. That's fine. We had a lot of them, didn't we? But get a good look at that. Get a good look at it, wearing it like that. Yep, very nice, very cool. So, do you like what you see? Are you a fan? Do we have any images next to a rock or something? Nope, it's just all this. Okay. So, we got a very nice bandana and poncho combination. It's not the first time we've had this year, have we? If we can go remind ourselves of all the bandana masks that we had, this year has been quite abundant. Yes, you can see that. Oh, yes. Now, the only other bandana that's done all right this year was also made by 1-on-J, funnily enough, the Pirate Collection. That in itself is its own thing, because that had all of the primitive stuff accepted. It then had all of the core pieces accepted. Pirate Collection was very, very successful. I cannot guarantee that Desert's going to be the exact same thing. We can wait it out and see what happens, but by default, look at all of these other bandanas. They're not doing super great. Tempered bandana, oh god. What's it look like with a wolf headdress over? I cannot get that exactly right now, I'm afraid. I can only work with what's being shared, but yeah, I don't have it on me right now, I'm afraid. That's something I can't get right now. But Mr. 1-on-J's here. Hello, good sir. Right, so Mr. 1-on-J, what's next? Would you like to try for a bone skull mask? That might be pretty cool. Yeah, consider that, Mr. 1-on-J. Get add some like hide boots or something. Like, are you going all in with primitive stuff with this Desert Beast collection, or are you going to try and do something else on the side? And is the likes of the Pirate Collection, are you taking a call down there? Oh, look, Mr. Micro came in clutch. Look at that. That's looking pretty cool. Why are you still wearing your glasses, Micro? Look at it. You're allowed to take them off. Oh, honestly. But yeah, that's what it looks like, Mr. Jousif. My apologies, I couldn't do it right now, but as I said, Mr. Micro came in clutch with that. Shut up! Take them off! You don't need them on all the time. Your eyes will go funny. You'll never be able to look at the normal light without your glasses on. Anyway, so Desert Poncho's looking very interesting, but we just need that skin creator right over there to just confirm if he's going to continue it and make more skins for the collection. 1-on-J, are you going to continue it? I don't know yet. Ah! But there'll be a continuation. Okay, right. So, like I said, consider making something cool like a bone skull mask. What's the official term for it? Because we haven't had one of these for a while. Bone skull, bone helmet. Sorry, there. Yeah, this. You know what I'm on about. I reckon you could pull something off like that. Add some hide boots. That would work out quite all right. Hide shirt, hide pants, burlap. You know what? You could get away with that. So earlier this year, we had our only burlap skins being accepted. I'm talking about the likes of the burlap Arctic collection. Remember this? Listen, 1-on-J, you have an opportunity right here. You could make Desert Beast burlap. You take the opportunity whilst you can, right? I think a lot of people would appreciate that. Consider the option. And that sold a lot. Look at it. This had like 30,000 plus sales. And as you can see, very appreciated. So I'm just saying, if you're looking for something to work on, that right there, burlap set, consider it. The option's there. And people do like, okay? So we don't get a lot of these. We would like to see more, I guess. But yeah, just look at that. Hardly ever see burlap shirts being accepted. Hardly ever see burlap pants being accepted. So that's an option right there. It's a consideration, but yeah, that would be my thing that I'd suggest to you. So yeah, in regards to the bandana, I'm questioning it. In regards to the poncho, well, $2.49. Look at all the other ponchos that came out this year. Ponchos aren't so special anymore. But ponchos are special if they're part of a very interesting collection. Right, Mr. 1-on-J? I feel like I've made my point. So, yeah, if we don't see any Desert Beast stuff instantly, I think people might question it. But the main thing is how much is this going to sell? That's what we also have to be prepared for. So this is abnormal. We can wait this one out. This one, again, you could just probably wait until Wednesday. But at the end of the day, if you like what you see, if you like what it looked like with the headdress, buy it. Support the skin creator. Keep him motivated. If you have any ideas for him, feel free to go to the workshop page and give him some comments. I'm sure he's not going to be opposed to that. Hey, I can't read any of that. So yeah, cool. Thank you very much for turning up, Mr. 1RJ. I'm optimistic for it, but yeah, we shall see what happens next. Hey, storage. This actually looks really cool. I thought it was funny, but it got accepted instantly. So yeah, the main joke that I had when I first saw this was role players. If you like to role play as a farmer, how could you say no? You got hay. You got hay. You can make stacks of hay and just throw them all around your base and whatnot. So I think a lot of people will be appreciating this. Now, again, very silly, very goofy, but we have had some very similar goofy skins that came out earlier this year. First of all, how many wood storage small boxes have we had this year? A lot. And earlier this year, we had the twig box. That's now struggling very, very badly. That's not a good sign. Guys, things are awkward. There are far too many options that we have right here, and I'm not 100% sure I can be super happy with the likes of a $2.49 hay storage. Now you might sit there and say, but Hedge, maybe we'll see a continuation. I will assure you that a large box will look a little bit awkward, because when you put the same textures on a large box, it causes problems. I believe we talked about this before, Mr. Micro, during one of our Saturday skin showcases, where when we looked at a very similar... well, it must have been twig. It must have been. When you looked at the both of them, they just didn't really match up very well. So, yeah, Mr. Metatron is kind of correct. It might just end up being like a $1 buy order. It is abnormal, so we can use that to our advantage. Goofy skin? Yes. Will people appreciate it? Role players, I'm sure. What about everybody else? I don't know. Awkward. Very awkward. So, with the likes of that, at least it's abnormal. We can leave it for now. We can come back to it Wednesday, and we can make a decision on that. But if you happen to like that design, feel free to go ahead and buy it. Support the skin creator. Keep them motivated to keep wanting to make very goofy skins in the future. Soulless Legion Bow. Why have we had 3 hunting bows in a row for the past 3 weeks? We've had 2 Halloween ones, and now we got another one. Now, this is the first Soulless Legion skin to be accepted for Mr. Verona. Yep, because over the past, month or so, he's been making a lot of these skins. Soulless Legion, Soulless Legion, Soulless Legion. So, yeah, we finally got one accepted. Congratulations to you, Mr. Verona. But, awkward timing. How many bows have we had? A lot. And how many of them are doing all right? Excluding the pumpkin bow that only just came out recently, they're not doing good at all. They are not doing good at all. So, I am not confident in them. And as you can see, vast majority of them are down to around $1. So my answer to you is I think it's going to end up being that. It very likely will be a 70-cent to 90-cent buy order. It's awkward. It's awkward, so... I'm going to leave that. It's abnormal. Don't have to rush into buying it. We could use that to our advantage. But I'm not super optimistic with regards to that. The bow colour scheme reminds me a lot of the Dreadlord bow, but I think that one looks better. I mean, again, at the end of the day, if you like it, by all means buy it. Support the skin creator. But I just can't imagine it's going to hold very nicely. Keep an eye on the sales and whatnot. Sorry. When I talk a lot, I have to yawn. Sorry. Right, Armageddon SAR. So we did see a continuation of the Armageddon AK-47. Now that AK is down to $1. That's not good. But that did sell for $2.49. This is just a regular skin. This is $2. And we do have to bring up SAR skins. How are they holding up at the moment? Not super great. It's awkward. A lot of them aren't doing super great at the moment. We just had the worst of it during October. Prices in general are starting to pick back up again. Look at this in 2 months' time when it's January. You might see a lot of them in the positive. Fingers crossed. That would be nice to see, wouldn't it? But this Armageddon SAR, get a good look at the design. It does look very cool. Now, I just must repeat, this does not glow in the dark. That eye, whilst it looks like it does not glow in the dark. So, just wanted to make sure of that. Just wanted to make sure that you are aware of that. Aim down the sight. What do you see? Pretty cool looking design here. The teeth, what looks like a skull. Then you have the red aim sight here. Good for all environments, I would definitely say so. You look at this, you can clearly see it does not glow in the dark. So, yeah, very nice, very cool. But the AK looked very nice and very cool, and that didn't hold up, did it? Unfortunately. But this is a lot more affordable. Then again, maybe that gets bought a whole lot more. Ooh, okay, there's a lot to consider. So remember, you don't have to rush into buying anything. You can buy it if you like it. You can buy it to support the skin creator. That's cool. These gifts are very slow. Okay, let's just give up on that one. Okay, we got a good look at it. I reckon it'll do all right in terms of sales, but in terms of demand, I have to be cautious. I'm not going to rush into buying that, but we'll talk more about it on Wednesday. It looks like it could retain some value, but yeah. SARs do tend to hold up value a fair bit better compared to AKs, but this year it's been a little bit more awkward, probably due to the amount that we've had accepted. How many we had accepted so far this year? Answer is 17 compared to the previous year, which was 18. We're surpassing that. We're definitely going to surpass that. That wouldn't surprise me. And year before 14, so yeah. Quite a lot of SARs being accepted year on year now. AK-47. I'm sorry, Mr. JJ. First of all, congratulations on getting your second ever skin accepted, but it's an AK. We constantly see AKs being accepted over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. How many AKs have we had this year? We have had, in total, 28. This doesn't include the charitable Rust one that we had about 2 weeks ago. I scroll down, we have now surpassed, technically, the amount of AK-47s that we had accepted last year. That is madness. Think about it. How many weeks do we have per year? So, weeks in 2023, we have in total 52 weeks. More than half of the weeks we've had in 2023, and it hasn't even been a full year, we've had 28 skins. This means, on average, every other week we have an AK. And now you get the idea why AK-47 skins struggle, because there's far too many of them. There's too many options. So yeah, I don't blame the skin creators for making them, because they keep being accepted. Facepunch keeps wanting to accept them, but apparently most AKs still sell very well, so how could you say no? It's awkward, but yeah, people aren't loyal to their AKs, unfortunately. Whilst that might look very cool in its own way, very strange art style, I will point that out. Picasso or something, I guess. I don't know. Unfortunately, I just can't imagine it's going to retain its value. So again, if you happen to like it, support the skin creator. Keep them motivated to keep making more skins in the future. But the likes of that, it's very likely going to end up being 70 cents, 90 cents. I've had to say that so many times this year, because we've seen so many skins being accepted. Who decides the price of the AK? It would be Facepunch. They decide prices for everything. Like, if this came out like during 2016, that would have sold for like $15. I'm not joking. That's what their pricing used to be like. But no, it's 2023 and now it's $4. So, okay. Anyway, Lowpoly Thompson. So this is awkward because when I look at the Lowpoly collection, I see no demand. I see low prices. I see awkwardness. So Lowpoly Thompson. Let's get a good look at this because, I'll be honest with you, I would have preferred the cheese one. The cheese one which had cheese all over it. But no, this one's low poly. I personally am not like the biggest fan of the low poly collection. When you look at it from a distance, it looks like you're just using a default Thompson. I know, sorry, but it does look like that, I'm afraid. That applies to the hoodie, the armor. We went through all of this many times last year when we had all of the low poly skins being accepted. I can't really imagine this is going to sell that much. I can't really imagine it's going to be doing super insanely in the future. But then again, maybe this sells hardly anything, which could then potentially lead to it potentially going up in price very easily around post-Christmas time. How many Thompsons have we had this year? Oh, that's a weird but unfortunate statistic I'm going to have to look up now. 12 here. So 12 marketable ones compared to 9 marketable ones last year. Okay, that's awkward. But Redemption's on the up. Chameleon's on the up. Pirate Thompson's doing wonderful. That sold hardly anything. So, part of a well-established, well-liked collection. That's doing nice. I didn't make too much of a fuss about this before, but like Cybercode Thompson's not doing too bad. High Quality Metal Thompson's not doing too bad. Yes, they're down in price still, but not by much. Remember, all skins are now gradually rising up in price. And based on what we saw last year, from Christmas 2022 rolling into January 2023, tons of Thompson skins. These ones right here, they went up in price ever so nicely. So what we're starting to see is the beginning of something very, very nice to observe. So keep an eye out for all of these skins now. it might not be too late to jump in and make some late investments. But yeah, with the likes of this, I just don't imagine it's going to sell that much. But by default, it very very likely might be going up in price simply due to the fact that hardly any of them have been bought. Hardly any of them are in circulation. Pirate Thompson definitely flourished because of that. Pirate Thompson just happened to come out at a very awkward time, but that awkward time led to low sales, which led to what it's now currently in position as one of the best-selling Thompsons, which is now one of the higher-priced Thompsons that have come out ever since. If I were to look at them by price, Pirate Thompson's definitely close up to there. You know, it's still got a ways to go, but $3.50-ish almost. Almost neck and neck with the Redemption Thompson. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, that probably won't be selling it much. Keep an eye out for it. Don't need to rush into buying it. But if you happen to like it, you can support the skin creator. You can go ahead and buy it, but yeah. Right, so that was all the skins this week. Very nice, very cool. I'm sure you're well aware of all the updates that came out. So loads of content was added. We had the base decor batch. It's called the Frontier Decor Base. It's a weird name. So very weirdly, the actual Frontier building skin. You remember this? Remember how this was revealed quite a long time back? Yeah, remember all of this? Where is it? Where is it? This wasn't included in that DLC pack. I don't know what's going on. I am confused. I am very confused. I thought this was going to be part of the pack, but it wasn't. Awkward. Very awkward. What's going on? So, yeah. Yep, you got the animatronic fish. Very goofy, very silly. You got the hunting trophies and whatnot. That's nice. But one thing that we have noticed, and we did talk about it for quite a lot, was the torch holder. We have one torch skin that is marketable. That right there. Cultist Deer Torch. Is this now going to go up in price? Because you can now actually buy it and then put it on your wall with that base decor DLC, which is only worth $13, which was a surprising thing for me to find out. I thought that was going to be like $20 as the big fat batch of everything, but no, it's only $13. Where is it? There it is. Yep, only $13. So, yeah, you got the rocking chair, you've got all the planters. Yeah, we've basically been tracking it for ages on the likes of the commits page. So this has been going on for well over a month. Well over a month, indeed. So from conception to, drawing out all the ideas, actually making them, wanted posters, you name it, it's all been put there. Very nice. They're now putting out some fixes for certain things and whatnot. So yeah, Rust reboot. Let's make sure Rust reboots. So yeah, we now have to keep an eye out for what potentially might be coming out for December time now. Something else is going to get started. A brand new project will be started soon, and we'll have to keep an eye on all of it. One thing I have noticed is mentions of a new version of Powerplant. Yeah, it looks like Powerplant's getting remade. So some of the older monuments now are going to get remade, and we'll have version 2s of them. But sticking with the point, there were mentions of grey boxes for Powerplant. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. Power... not there, so might be page 3. Page 3, Control F. If I did grey box, there you go. Powerplant 2.0. It's being worked on by Vincent. So if you can understand grey boxing, I had to go through this real quickly. When you're designing a level, when you're building up a level, initially, when you first make something, you're going to use very basic designs. So this website's very nice, very useful in regards to the references you have. You'd have a level that looks like that. And once you test it out and you can see everything works fine, then you start actually adding textures and whatnot to it. And it leads to something like that. So when he's mentioning he's working on something in regards to grey boxing, he means he's actually producing a brand new Powerplant monument. So old Powerplant might be leaving, but we're going to get a brand new one. Probably because Powerplant was introduced how long ago? Long time ago. So with all these more up-to-date and probably more optimized, he says that jokingly, monuments that have been added recently, maybe they feel the need to redo Powerplant. So what other monument do you reckon could potentially get remade? Keep an eye out for that. So yeah, keep an eye on these commits pages because loads of new content is being mentioned constantly, daily, blah, blah, blah. You get the whole idea. Very nice. And then there's one more thing that I need to address. Twitch drops. So I'm sure many of you are aware. If I quickly go over to here and Google again. Rust Twitch Rivals December 2023. I mean, I could just look for Alistair's tweet. Where are we? Alistair. Is it this one? Is this it? Is this the page? That was May. So we had one in May, if you can remember that. And we had a whole bunch of teams. Did you remember that as well? Well, it looks like the exact same thing is happening for December. Why not just look for Alistair? Oh, Alistair, where art thou? Show me your Twitter. There you go. So, yeah. Between December 11th to the 15th, we're getting Twitch Rivals 10th anniversary, and yeah, December 11th to the 15th. And that's mainly one of the big reasons why I think Christmas this year is going to be even bigger in regards to better profits. It just so happens that on the 14th of December, that's when the actual Christmas update comes out for Rust, and that's also when the gingerbread building skin comes out as well, available to everybody. Thundergold socks. You got oh no, what are you doing? What have you done, Micro? What have you done? Have you just made Thundergold socks? What have you done? No. The perfect Christmas present for all those children out there in their stockings. Anyway, so yeah, keep an eye out for all of this. Twitch drops. Guys, we're seeing them appearing on the workshop now. Get a good look at this. Here is Blueprint's Welcome Rock. We also have the likes of Blueprint's hoodie, confirming that, Blueprint's hoodie, so get a good look at this. Now, I cannot guarantee any of these are 100% guaranteed to be accepted, but these are bigger streamers, and it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if they are accepted as the Twitch drops. And if you can recall, the layout for the Twitch drops back in May, so Rust, Twitch, Rivals, May 2023 Twitch drops. There's a ton of them, weren't there? Do you remember this? If I go to images, because I don't have like a thing to work with immediately. Do you remember when you had like all the teams, like the red team, the blue team, yeah, and each team had 2 drops that you could collect, and then also you had the generic drops. So yeah, there you go, like that. I think that's my video. It's my TikTok. But yeah, you had a whole bunch of them, and it wouldn't surprise me if you're gonna, with all these combinations. So Panpots has a hoodie, but he also happens to have a AK-47. Maybe you're seeing multiple drops being made because it's going to be teams all over again. That's what makes me believe that this is happening. So yeah, this is Panpot's hoodie. This is Panpot's AK-47. This right here is Disguised Toast's hoodie. This right here is the generic Twitch drop that is the beanie hat. We haven't had a beanie hat skin in like 7 years, so let's not hate on that. And the big thing that we're fussing about was Team Rocket submissions. Here's a green hoodie, very nice. Maybe not as close to the type of green that we have for Forest Raiders, but look, we're not fussing about this that much. We're fussing about this. That right there is a metal face mask. That right there has no mesh for the actual facial part of the face mask. Exactly like Kayak face mask. You might not be aware of that, but Kayak face mask currently sells for like $16, if I can recall. Yeah. So that right there is also a face mask. Get a good look at this. This went up in price ever so nicely a good couple years ago once people realised that from a distance, you can't tell that person's wearing a face mask, can you? Maybe the big orange thing on the top would probably give it away, but this right here, oh, that's the wrong thing, but that was a little sneak peek at something else. Sorry about that. That right there is green, and you probably won't notice it so easily. So yeah, that right there doesn't look like you're wearing a face mask, does it? Especially from a distance. So I think a lot of people will be greatly appreciating that, and that will be given away for free. Yep, that's what Twitch drops are. They're given away for free. And yeah, here's Coco's. Someone didn't feed him enough bananas. He's very angry. Look, you open the door and you see all like... Awesome. So Twitch drops this year are looking very interesting. Well, for the later half this year, we've had 2 Twitch rivals this year. This is the second one. So yeah, Rust's 10th birthday. Rust first came out on Steam in early access in December of 2013. And over the years, it's been progressing, updating, improving, sort of, optimizing, sort of. And yeah, so we're at this point now, and they're celebrating. We're getting a special Twitch Rivals for this December. And I repeat, December 11th to the 15th. So, cool. All right then. So, I think that was everything that needed to be said. Oh, there was one more thing. Yes, we have to bring it up. Where is it? Skin Balaclava. Nothing happened. Yes, do you remember this video I made over here? Yep. What's going on with the Skin Balaclava? Quite literally, the texture for the Skin Balaclava, and remember, this came at like 2015, so it's a long time ago. It quite literally just is a basic. It's like adapted from the ghouls texture from Fallout 3. Consider watching this video to get fully understood in regards to all of this. But yeah, basically, the Skin Balaclava texture is from Fallout 3. Slightly adapted, slightly changed. Someone made a big fuss about this about a week ago, and apparently the devs are well aware of it. They said they were going to address it with a November update. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. So yeah, this is going to go crash and burn and go down back in price again. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, I thought it was a manipulation, and probably it was. Yeah. So yeah, and just to reiterate this. This is what it used to look like. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. And then suddenly everybody cared. Now nobody's going to care about it again. So, yeah, that's the resolution. That's what we've gotten to. So, yeah, awkward. Imagine buying one of those. Chat, do you have any other questions that you might want to ask? Is there anything that you feel the need to want to ask and whatnot? We're going to slowly see more and more people playing. We're going to slowly see more and more content being mentioned and get a good idea of what's coming out soon. And I'm slowly going to lose my breath and collapse. Oh, yes. But yes, one video that I put out earlier this week was indicating that all skins, they've already reached their lowest point. The vast majority of skins that came out this year reached their lowest point on average at the beginning of October, and from then on prices have only been increasing. I could pick out a skin from the front page right now and I could probably show that off. So what came out somewhat earlier this year, well, that's probably getting manipulated. I need something that came out even earlier. Come on, something even earlier. What came out earlier this year? Something, come on, I need something earlier. God, I'm trying to find a good reasonable thing. You know what? We could probably go with Roadsign Kill, I guess. Sure, there's like tons of these in circulation. Absolutely maddening. So this has now 262 on the market, $1.07 right now. That might not sound a lot, but it was cheaper. And if we look at its sales history, its lowest point was in fact around here, towards the end of September, early October. And since then, it's kind of gradually going back up again. I think the Pirate AK-47 was a better option. Yeah, I think this one was a better one. There's no Pirate AK, it's an AR, isn't it? Come on, please work for me. Please work for me. There you go. Yeah, hey buddy, how you doing? So I made a big fuss about this, saying, yeah, this is like a budget Blackout AK. That Blackout AK currently sells like $10. But you look at this, and yeah, lowest point, early October. And since then, it's gone a little bit up. Hasn't really pushed insanely, but it is going up. I believe the best thing to look at is something like the Hamster Rock, because I did show that off in the lowest price points video. This little guy, this chunky little fella, he's currently selling for about $3.50 at the moment. And well, look at that. Came out back in June. Kind of did all right during the summer. Autumn fall seasonal dip takes place, goes down in price. Lowest point, October, the very beginning. Since then, up. So yeah, how high will this eventually reach up to? I have no idea, but everybody loves hamsters. So yeah, they love throwing hamsters at other people. They go squish. Right. All right then, deepfake hedge that encourages... No! That's actually very scary. Don't do that. No. I don't want that to happen. I don't want anybody being tricked or manipulated or whatever, but that is quite scary. So yeah, I would never do stupid stuff like that. So yeah, just if you see someone the thing is, though, is I'm already awkward when I speak, so maybe it's going to be very easy to replicate that. Oh no. All right. Anyway, so we just talked a lot, didn't we? How long did he talk on? How long did I talk for? I'm being weird now. I'm doing it again. All right. Anyway, let's just wrap that up. Thank you very much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed yourself. Keep an eye out for what potentially might be coming out in the future in regards to the commits. Yep. Always keep an eye on this. Something is cooking for December, I'm sure of it. And don't forget, with all of our Christmas themed skins, yes, I'm talking Christmas. I'm talking Santa. I'm talking Snowman. I'm talking festive and icy and glacial and all of that. Yep, all of these are going to start rising up in price now. The vast majority of Christmas themed and related skins will be usually peaking around the beginning of December, but considering we had that Twitch Rivals event going on between December 11th to the 15th, and the actual Christmas updates coming out on December 14th, I get the feeling Christmas themed skins actually might peak 2 weeks into December. So something for you to consider, but yeah, keep an eye on all of these. Prices are going to be going up, profits are going to be made, we're all going to be happy, and then we're going to be selling a lot of stuff and have lots of Steam Wallet, and then I don't know, what are you going to spend your money on? Steam Deck? You could, I've done it. So alright, catch you later, see you, goodbye.